What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Star Ship Evo. Okay, so now I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on everything that's been going on in my game. I honestly haven't really been able to play that much lately, so there's really not that much to show off. But the game itself has been coming along quite a long ways, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that, and also show you what I've been doing. I first off want to apologize for the bad audio. You guys are going to experience some really bad audio with my mic, because I am actually using a slightly lesser quality headset than I usually do, because my old headset busted on me, and so my audio is now worse than it usually is, which is saying something, because my audio is usually not the greatest. So if you could just bear with me and try to get through this. I've tested the audio. I know you can still hear me. It's kind of a little bit on the faded side, and so you'll have to kind of just bear with me. So anyway, so this is not mine. I did not build this shuttle. It's kind of cool. I don't exactly remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but he did an amazing job on this shuttlecraft. It's so cool. It even gives you a little message when you open it up, but that's awesome. There's seats in here you can actually sit on, so you can actually have quite a few passengers in here if you're on a multiplayer server. You just close it up that way, and that boarding ramp is amazing. Then you just get the seat right there. You also have the buttons to open and close the boarding ramps there. You've got a cup. Every ship must come with a cup. It has to be. It's a requirement. Anyway, so we can do that, and we got our speedometer right there on the side, which is really handy. And then you just go right up and we're off. Now, the thing I really wanted to show you guys today, though, is what I've been working on. I've been working on this for a while now. It's a ship that I decided that I wanted to build another Star Trek ship. I know for all those who know me and are my friends and stuff like that, you're like, Ben, circles. Why are you building circles in a block game again? I'm famous in Star Made for building that 1-to-1 scale model of the JJ prize from Star Trek Into Darkness, and that ship is massive. It's huge, and I can't believe that I'm actually saying this, but I'm building another ship that is comparable in size, but it's far more complicated in the way that I'm building this ship. It's very different from that build, because of the mechanics that this game has. The things that you can do in this game are insane and much different than Star Made. So here we have the Starship Pacific. It's kind of hard to see it a little bit right now, but as you can see, it is definitely far different from what I have built in the past. This ship is amazing. We'll go ahead and come up here a little bit closer, and we'll go ahead and jump out of the shuttle here, so you guys can get it. Oh, no. Ah, wrong button. No. I'm used to Star Made controls where shift is stop, but in this game shift is very, very far from stop. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and get out of the ship. Right, now I need to switch to, there we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open up the shuttle bay door, or shuttle doors, close it up. Now we're gonna go on over here. So this is the Starship Pacific. It's not called the USS Pacific, it's called the Starship Pacific. I honestly can't remember exactly what the lore is behind that. I know that there's a specific reason why it's called just the Pacific, not the Starship Pacific and not the USS Pacific. But you know, there's some kind of lore behind it. This is a fan design for a fan film called Starship, or called Pacific 201 or something like that. This ship is, I fell in love with the design when I saw it, and I was just, I've got to build that ship somehow in some game or whatnot, and I'm not really that much into StarMade anymore. I do still plan on going back and trying to finish my Galactica, because that ship is amazing. But I'm just, after having gotten used to building in this game and seeing the stuff that I can do in this game, building in StarMade just isn't as it isn't as exciting anymore. You know, I still like the scale that you can build in StarMade. You can build some really big stuff in StarMade, but this game it's crazy. Although I've come to the understanding that you can build some pretty big stuff in this game too. It can handle quite a lot. Anyway, I want to go ahead and show you guys what I've been doing with this ship. Some of you might recognize it from my previous videos because I have shown it off before, but it has come quite a long ways since then. First off, this bridge dome, this bridge section here has completely remastered. I got a little frustrated with the way that it was starting to look, and so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go all in with the hinge building method, and I did it, and it is turned out really cool looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and show off the bridge to you guys. So coming to the bridge, you're gonna come along this awesome corridor that I built here. It's got these nice little windows you can look out onto the ship with and everything. And then you come up to this right here, you open up the door, and you have, this would normally be the turbo lift, but obviously I don't have the turbo lift set up yet, so you just kind of come in here and you've got the bridge. Now this bridge, I was planning on trying to go for kind of a cross between original series and Enterprise era, because that's kind of what I'm thinking this ship was based on. It's supposed to be taking place like shortly after the Romulan War, and but before the Klingon War, and so kind of in between there. And so this ship is supposed to be, I wanted to try and reflect that in the design of sorts, and so it's got a lot of elements in here that are original series looking, and then it's also got a lot of elements in here that are more Enterprise like there's a lot of just regular screens just kind of hanging out and everything, and then you've got screens here, but then the console and some of the other, and the bridge layout itself are all more based off of the original series. And of course you've got the captain's chair here. You can't have a Star Trek bridge without a captain's chair. And I'm kind of proud of the way it looks. Obviously it's a little tall for my character. I tried to make it shorter, but it you know, you got to do it the way it does here. So so you've got the chair there, and then these work down here too. You can get in these. With the controlling the ships, on the other hand, controlling the ship, you just, I mean, it's kind of cool because you got the, I actually have the those controls there set up so that you can actually use them. Because right here, in between, right behind this wedge, is the computer core, and it is linked up to this control right there. As you can see, every time I click on it, it's reminding me that I don't have any reactors on this ship. Which I will get to the warp core eventually. Just shut up. But anyway, I have actually kind of sort of worked on the deck below. This deck down here, I've worked on a little bit. Nor the clipping. I still haven't put the floor in yet. But in here, we've got the door here that goes into these rooms. Eventually, I'll get the door button on here too. But there's going to be either conference rooms or lounges in these two rooms areas here. I haven't decided which I want to do. And then back here, they've got a kind of, either this is going to be a little office or a utility closet. I haven't decided yet. But then it's going to kind of sort of mirror on this side. I had thought about maybe making this just like one giant lounge and having it be nice and big and open or something like that. That would be kind of fun. Have an asymmetrical deck. That would be kind of cool. But I haven't decided on whether I want to do that yet. And then I haven't really done anything else past that deck. I have started laying things out. I've started laying things out, but there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. As you can see, it's kind of a spaghetti mess down here with all of the, I guess you could call them beams, going here and there and everywhere. But I mean, I've got it in my head where everything's supposed to go, but if you were to look at it just like yourself without having context, it would just be like, oh, this looks like a lot of beams everywhere. But you know, it just looks like a construction site, you know. But you can actually see kind of how many decks are going to be on this ship, where all the decks are going to be located. And you kind of, if you look carefully, you kind of tell where the hallways are going to be too. I've been trying to keep track of where all the hallways are going to be. The curved hallways are something that I'm really proud of and really excited about, because in Star Made, that was my biggest problem with building Star Trek ships. Curved hallways. I always get upset when I'm not able to make my curved hallways, and this game allows me to do that because of the setup, which I'm actually going to explain really quick how I've actually managed to make this work. First off, yes, there's clipping going on here, so it's just kind of unavoidable. I try not to do the clipping if I can help it. See, I even do this whole wedgie thing here so that I don't have to clip. But every once in a while, it's unavoidable. But the way that this is working is in this pillar up here that I have jokingly nicknamed the computer core, is a row of rotators. Each one of these rotators is set to 18 degrees more than the previous one. Granted, when I had originally designed this, I didn't think about actually placing these rotators on each other and then putting each one to 18 degrees, and then just doing that and having it work like that, which would also have done pretty much the exact same thing. But I had to go in and do the math to figure out, you know, which degree needed to be for each one, and it was kind of frustrating. But I got it to work, and so, but this is, it comes out with a 20-sided circle basically. So it's got 20 different sides, or 20, I've got 20 different, I guess you could call them wedges that this dish is made out of, and I just keep track of which wedge I'm on, and the further out the wedge gets, the more, I guess you could call it straight lined it looks. But out here on the edge, I've built out normal, like this is mother entity right here, which is not child entity, and it's more of a nice smooth circle. And then eventually, I kind of, where is this? I started testing. Yeah, there it is. Eventually, I'm going to be connecting the hulls together and trying to make it look smooth, which will be a challenge and a half, but I'll manage to make it. I should be able to make it work. Let's see. I decided that I didn't want to try to do the same thing that I was doing down here with these, because it does add a lot of child entities to the device, or to the ship, and I don't want to do that too much. Plus, it's also a pain to go in and build on each one of the child entities and get it looking right. So I decided to go ahead and go with the traditional voxel looking dome shape for the Bassard collectors, which these aren't even really the. I know you guys are going to yell at me and say, it's like, oh, but the Bassard collectors are supposed to be clear and have like this big red color, right? No, not the Pacific. The Pacific is actually designed by someone who likes to break with the norm, and he actually made the Bassard collectors on the Pacific solid. They're a solid white color. Granted, these aren't white yet, but they're a solid color. They're just a solid piece of metal, basically. And to be honest, I kind of liked the look of it. I thought it was kind of cool, so I went ahead and copied that. And so that's going to be what the front of the nacelles look like. They have little like inlets along the nacelle where there's glowy bits and whatnot, so that'll be what makes it look cool. And then of course the back end of the nacelle glows as well. But that's gonna be really cool. The nacelle's gonna be really fun to build once I get around to it. Up here, I just actually did this the other day. I got my solar panels. And these aren't really solar panels. They're actually they're supposed to be more like heat radiators, or heat sinks, I guess you could call them, sorts. They're supposed to radiate the heat away from the ship, because the ship has got a lot of tech on it and it generates a lot of heat. And it's supposed to, these are supposed to help with that. And I thought they looked cool, and of course I'm going to have them on there. But this right here is also as the beginnings of the observation deck, which is going to look down on the bridge dome, and you'll be able to see the nacelles and everything, which is going to be fun and cool. It's going to be interesting to build, for sure, because I've got to try and yeah, I haven't even really thought about what it's going to look like on the inside, because there's one of the nice things about this ship. Another reason why I picked it is it doesn't really have a deck layout of sorts. It has the guy that designed the ship did make a cross section, or a cutaway master or systems display, I guess you could call it. So I kind of have a general idea of where things are supposed to be. But there's not an actual deck layout like you have with, say, the Constitution class or the Galaxy class, so I don't have to worry about that. So, like, I've even taken some creative liberties with this, because there's actually one extra deck in this disc, because I made this too steep. And so it's actually one deck higher than it should be. And so this this is supposed to be like an arboretum, and so it's going to be pretty big arboretum, and I'm thinking about actually having a balcony in this arboretum because it's so tall. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, So I showed off the bridge. Now I'm going to show off you guys what the hallways actually look like, or what they're going to look like. Right here is the hallways. The one hallway that I've actually finished, because I wanted to kind of get a feel for what it was going to look like. And so here we have one hallway, and that's not even painted right. I need to fix that. I wanted to go, like I said, with more of kind of a cross between Enterprise and original series. So I kind of took some inspirations. We got the curvy bracers from Enterprise, and then we've got the big red ceiling bracer from original series, and then I just kind of did like the wall similar to like a cross between Enterprise and oh, discoloration. Just try and ignore those little malfunctions. I was messing around with copy paste the other day to try and see if I can copy paste this whole hallway and put it onto the next section, and unfortunately I couldn't figure it out quite right, because it's copy paste is still a work in progress with Francois. He's still not quite figured it out yet, to be honest. But it's nice that he's actually trying, because copy paste is one of the most requested features in this game. And then I've got this right here, which is my first attempt at doing lettering on a ship. I haven't done that yet, so that's kind of cool. The greebling on this ship is going to be amazing, which is the next thing I want to show you guys. I want to show you the deflector dish, which the deflector dish is my probably favorite part of the ship so far, besides maybe the bridge, because the deflector dish is surprisingly turned out surprisingly well. Oh, sorry about that. It was it just looks so good. The glowing effect is totally accidental. I did not intend on that happening. I put these lights back here to try and like give a glow of it on these greebly pipe things back here, and it transferred onto the front of it, and it looks so good, and you can see it from so far away, and it looks amazing. I did not intend on that happening, but it worked out. It looks really cool. And then these greebly pipe things are amazing. It looks like it almost looks like an ILM greebly design. Like it's so fun and so cool. But eventually, on weapons wise, I'm going to have some torpedo launchers here and here. They're going to actually just be massive laser arrays, because right now we don't have missiles, and eventually if we get missiles I'll replace them with missiles. But we used to have missiles in the game, but he took them out for some reason. I guess they weren't working as well as he wanted them to. And also I'm going to have 2 or 4 phaser turrets. Be phaser turret here and on the opposite side, and then one under here and on the opposite side. I might take some creative liberty and put one up at the front, or maybe even put 2 up at the front. I don't know, but the original Pacific isn't supposed to have a phaser turret up on the front. It's just supposed to have them on the sides of the disc. But we'll see what I decide to do. It's a pretty big ship, so it might benefit from some extra turrets. I don't know. We'll see. I might put some more. I might have those phaser turrets be like super powerful phaser turrets or beam cannons, and then I might have some smaller laser turrets along the sides. Maybe even just replace these torpedo launchers. These are supposed to be missile launchers right here. I might replace these missile launchers with actual turrets that pop up. I don't know, we'll see. But other than that, that's everything that I've done with the ship so far. I've kept the disc fairly unhulled right now, just because I want to be able to keep track of the deck layout as I'm building it right now. Because I don't have, I have to do symmetry by hand because of the build, because of the way I'm building it. I need to be able to keep track of what I finished and what I haven't finished. Like, if you even if you were paying attention earlier, you'll probably notice that this whole side I still haven't put in the beams for yet, and so it's just like so much of this interior layout that I haven't even finished yet, or haven't even done yet, and so there's a lot of work to be done still, and so I've been trying to keep the majority of the disc unhulled. I did this part because I knew that was going to take a really long time and I needed to get it done. Probably do the same thing with this lower area down here, which I still haven't even, I've got 2 of these started, but I still haven't done the longer hull part of it done yet. And of course I've done this whole section down here, like this is gonna come all the way around and be solid. But it's going to be quite an interesting build, that's for sure. Once it's finished, it's probably going to be the most complex Starship build I've ever made. This right here, this edge of the disc, is also going to be quite interesting to build, because it's almost like a Star Destroyer's, like the side of the Star Destroyer, the Star Destroyer trench on the side. It's like open. It has like a trench that goes around all the way around the side, and it's got a whole bunch of different greeblies and windows and stuff like that. That's like on the inside of that. It overlaps a little bit on the top, and then there's a lot of detail that has to go in there, and there's a big open inlet right here, and it has like sensor pods and all this other stuff right in here. It's gonna be quite interesting, and one of the reasons why I actually picked this ship is because the amount of greebly that this ship has on it is actually almost not Star Trek, with the amount of greebles that it has. But I fell in love with the design when I first saw it, and so I just had to build it. And it's taking me quite a while to build. Granted, I haven't been working on it 24/7 because of my work schedule and whatnot. But it's definitely taking a lot of time to build. But anyway, so this is the Pacific so far, guys. Go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe if you liked this video. I'm going to be trying to make more content in Starship Evo. I plan on trying to do some Starship reviews, maybe even some live reactions of some ships that I find on the workshop. And then also I'm going to be definitely doing some more update videos on this and everything. And then for those who are keeping track of my Galactica build, don't worry, don't fret. I'm not gonna completely abandon the Galactica. Eventually I'll get back to work on that too. I've kind of had a falling out with StarMate again. Once I got building in this game, I could not stop building in this game because it's so cool. With the amount of detail that you can put into things, and the techniques that you can build with. You know, I mean, like this ship right here is a perfect example of why I believe this game is so much better than StarMade in its building capabilities. I also, to be honest, kind of liken the art style for this game a little better than StarMade's art style. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind that art style. I really don't. But I do actually really enjoy the way that he's built this game so far and the art style that he's decided to go with it. It feels really well done and polished, to be honest. And I am excited to see where it goes, and it still has a long way to go. He's just recently started to try and re-implement the galaxy. Like right now, there's a I can't really pull it up right now. Where's my shuttle? There it is. He's re-implemented the galaxy. I can come down here if I jump in the ship. I can show you. If you look out in the background. If you'd been paying attention in my previous videos, you notice the star field is a little bit, lax. It was kind of just a bunch of blue stars, and they weren't really even that dense and everything. But if you look here, now the star background looks more like actual space. You can actually kind of see where the galaxy is and everything. And that's because those are actually stars, real stars, that you can fly, that you'll be able to fly to. He's bringing back the galaxy simulation. He's still kind of, that's one of the major things he's working on right now, I think. But we'll go ahead and open that up, and then we'll go into the galaxy map. So here we have the galaxy map, and as you can see, it is huge. There's so much in this map. If you look at it, I mean, and that's where we are right there. This tiny, insignificant little dot. And I mean, you can actually set courses. You can't actually go anywhere right now, but it's massive. This is like going to be comparable to like Elite Dangerous in scale of a universe, I mean, it's obviously one giant procedurally generated universe, because you can't really it's not really like the star pattern isn't really, it doesn't really have any like logical explanation. You can zoom in all the way into a system, and you can pan around and see what stars are, and you can, like, this is a sector, and then you can, I don't think you can zoom in all the way into a star system. So, but I like this new map. It's really cool. So yeah, he's really come a long way with this game, and I'm excited to see where he goes with it. But don't fear, I'm not going to completely give up on StarMade. I've got ships in that game that I want to finish. And I'm looking forward to the universe update that they come up with, because they're supposedly working on a universe remaster. And I'm excited to see what the new planets look like, and how the galaxy's going to work, and all this other stuff. I'm not going to give up on my Galactica, and I'm not going to give up on my on the Valkyrie either. Though I wouldn't mind trying to build them in this game. That might be a while before I try to take a whack at them, because, well, the Galactica is huge, and there's enough greebly on the Galactica to keep me busy for the next 20 years. Um, uh, so needless to say, I probably will keep the Galactica in StarMade for a while anyway. But I am also going to be trying to film a few how-to videos for Starship Evo, because this game is fairly new and doesn't have a whole lot of how-to videos out there. I know that there's an avid YouTube community that's trying to get content out there for people and show people how to use things and whatnot. But you know, there are some more in-depth, you know, or some more advanced techniques that could probably people could probably benefit from knowing. Like, for instance, the technique that I used to build this ship. It's not exactly widely known, and it's also not widely known that you can actually do what I did with this ship. But other than that, you know, just go ahead and keep an eye on the channel, and I will be trying to get some more videos out for you guys. I can't guarantee a video every single week just because of how busy I am. I want to try and increase my video output, but I can't promise anything. Other than that, guys, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep an eye on things, and I promise I'll get some more videos out for you guys, okay? I'll see you guys next time.